He ain't watching the females, he watching the guys. I keep telling y'all the nigga been battling with this homosexuality shit way before all this shit came out. Y'all be, you motherfuckers like always saying, and you too, John, Reggie be lying, Reggie making up shit. But if y'all go and listen to my videos before, y'all see I done spoke on all this bullshit before. Been telling y'all, Puffy Combs is a fucking homosexual.
Diddy is on his fourth lawsuit for abuse, assault, among other things, in the past recent weeks, and there have been blind items and rumors that he has abused and assaulted men as well. Here is a new blind item. I suspect the soon-to-step-forward male victim of SA by this A-list mogul will not be the last man to do so. And again, this is allegedly Sean Diddy Combs.
You being a part of Bad Boy at one point, how do you feel about these lawsuits accusing Diddy of abuse? What do you think about that? You knowing Diddy, do you think he's capable of doing that, man?
It's in his character. That's who he is. That's what comes with power. That's what comes with arrogance. That's what comes with, what makes him.
Y'all, I swear, it's starting to look like we're never going to get through this Surviving Diddy series because more and more people are still coming out to speak on Diddy, and Brycer Gray just joined that list because word on the streets is that he is allegedly filing a $50 million lawsuit against Diddy and Will Smith for allegedly SAing him. But that's not all, because the streets are now saying that Diddy allegedly also SA'd rapper YK Osiris, and Chili, this drama just got more insane than you could ever imagine.
Cause y'all always talking about these rappers, always talking about and giving y'all all these stupid ass talks. Oh, this God bless it, what God wants you to do. No, this not what God wants you to do. You go through all this shit. The devil give you all this money. Go through all this shit to destroy yourself.
Y'all, the Surviving Diddy era is in full swing, and we're starting to hear more and more revelations that have us shook to the core. Diddy has been getting hit with lawsuits left and right, and there were speculations that more people would come forward and expose him for doing some bad things to them. And it looks like those speculations were right, because actor Brycer Gray and rapper YK Osiris are coming out to expose Diddy for allegedly SAing them. And in the case of Brycer, he is claiming that Diddy and Will Smith allegedly forced him into freak-offs against his will. There were reports that this was going to happen because last week, a blind item came out to reveal that multiple young men in the industry were going to start speaking up against Diddy.
Diddy is on his fourth lawsuit for abuse, assault, among other things, in the past recent weeks, and there have been blind items and rumors that he has abused and assaulted men as well. Here is a new blind item. I suspect the soon-to-step-forward male victim of SA by this A-list mogul will not be the last man to do so. And again, this is allegedly Sean Diddy Combs.
For a hot minute now, people have been wondering what happened to Brycer and why he left the industry so suddenly. He had a great career on Empire, and there were high expectations that he was going to have a very successful career after leaving Empire and do great things. But that never happened because he just went poof from the industry, and we never really heard from him after the show ended. As it turns out, his disappearing act wasn't exactly voluntary, because the streets are saying that Brycer got blackballed from the industry by Will Smith and Diddy after he tried to get out of their freak-offs because he never wanted to do it to start with. But they were not about to let him go without consequences, and they got him canceled. In case you're wondering how he even got hooked up in this sort of stuff, let me break it down for you. When Brycer was only a teenager, he met Charlie Mack, a talent manager who helped Brycer get an invitation to audition for Empire. Brycer killed it at the audition and landed the role, so he moved to LA to star in the show. With Charlie being his manager, Charlie ended up being the perfect choice for Brycer as a manager because he had some insane connections in Hollywood. He had access to the movers and shakers in the industry, and he connected Brycer to some of the biggest names in the industry, including Will Smith. Will and Brycer hit it off immediately, which wasn't hard because Will was impressed with Brycer's performance on Empire. Will then became something of a role model to Brycer, and they formed a mentor relationship dynamic, which sounds pretty sweet on paper, right? I mean, which industry newbie wouldn't want to be mentored by one of the biggest names in the industry? For example, Alexis Arquette, who knew Will on a personal level, spilled the tea that Will's first marriage to Cherie Zampino ended because Cherie caught him in bed with a man. Alexis wrote, "When Jada comes out as gay and her beard husband admits his first marriage ended when she walked into him, servicing his sugar daddy Benny Medina, then I will listen to them. She being his first wife. Paid off? Silent." Alexis Arquette wasn't the only one who spoke on Will, because Jaguar Wright also came out to reveal that Will had affairs with multiple younger men in the industry. She claimed that he pretends to mentor the men, but then he allegedly forces them into a relationship that leaves them traumatized.
They're both bisexual, they do weird things in their house, and young men have left their house screaming to get away from them in their mentorship. Meek Mills, Bashir Gray, left that house screaming. August's the only one that stayed, and I guess he was really sick. He needed the help.
In a rant against Will's wife, Jada, Trisha Paytas called Will out for allegedly forcing her male dancers to sleep with him.
How about worry about your cheating husband my male dancers, when they didn't want to? How about talk about that?
Also, do y'all remember the time when federal agents were looking into Diddy for allegedly doing some unspeakable things to younger men in the industry? Back in 2013, there were reports that Diddy was being investigated by federal agencies for sleeping with young guys. According to reports, during a debriefing session with federal investigators, James Roseman, the music manager turned cocaine kingpin, was reportedly questioned about the sexual preferences of entertainers, including whether Sean Diddy Combs was having intimate relationships with underage boys, according to a U.S. District Court filing. Then came Cassie's bombshell lawsuit, and that was the first time that we really got to hear about some of the things that Diddy had going on in private. And y'all, it was not a nice picture. Turns out, Diddy had a thing for male escorts, and Cassie spilled the tea about him dragging her into some seriously wild escapades with these escorts, which he referred to as freak-offs. She claimed that Diddy would hire the male escorts and force her to be intimate with them while he watched and got off on it. He would also direct the freak-offs, telling her what to do and how to do it. According to Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, Diddy was actively involved in the freak-offs himself. Gene claimed that Diddy gave Cassie a shopping list of things to look for in an escort because he was having her shop for an escort for his pleasures and not hers.
And she say that, in this lawsuit that, Diddy, he enjoyed watching her get smashed by BBCs. So, what you think about that?
Do you think she was the only one getting banged by him? Do you think this man had this woman search for prostitutes online just for them to have sex with her?
And according to sources, Cassie wasn't the only one who Diddy had freakouts with, because he allegedly had freak-offs with Will as well. You see, for years, there have been rumors that Will and Diddy are on the DL and that they have been allegedly engaging in freak-offs for ages now.
I know that a lot of reasons why some of these hip-hop artists don't come on my show is they have skeletons.
I be feeling like this too sometimes when I ride for too long. So I'm staying off my social devices. It's too much cooning and buffooning.
Jason Lee tried to keep it professional, but even he now joined the anti-Diddy campaign and began revealing information about his boss. Following a drama where the media mogul's company, Revolt, ceased hosting Jason Lee's podcast, he decided not to hold back and spilled it all, starting from Revolt's financial constraints, as they couldn't afford to continue the Jason Lee show due to insufficient funds, and how Diddy personally crossed the line with Jason. In a newly resurfaced clip, Jason Lee also claimed Diddy once told him not to play him on some messy stuff.
Diddy was the devil. They say where there's a smoke, there's a fire, and baby, Diddy house is on fire.
So this drama seems to getting even messier now. Revolt, owned by Diddy, is facing financial difficulties, especially after Diddy stepped down as chairman of the TV network in November. Although the move is temporary, it had impacted the network's stability. Combs had been associated with the network since 2013, and now, with his departure, the network is falling apart, as Jason Lee disclosed that AT&T, a significant sponsor for Revolt, withdrew its sponsorship, which severely affected the network's operations. This withdrawal, alongside other brands distancing themselves from Diddy, poses significant challenges for the company's future.
My silence is because Daddy Diddy told me not to say nothing, or this is my friend.
Moreover, Lee hinted at an upcoming interview with O'Day with a focus on Kessie Ventura's recent allegations against Diddy. Kessie, a former artist signed to Bad Boy and closely affiliated with Diddy, made legal claims against him, receiving support from O'Day and others in the industry. Now, Lee added to the speculation with his own story, sharing the details of his chat with an industry friend. Yo, this industry is crazy and he's a model, and I was saying, well, tell me, what do you mean? What's the craziest thing you've ever seen? And he says to me, allegedly, I was hanging out with Diddy and Kessie once, and he wanted me to F her and had me rubbing all on her and kissing her and doing intimate things with her while he watched and allegedly played with himself and filmed it. So, Jason has stayed tight-lipped for many years while he was working for Diddy, but it seems like without his contract being renewed for the next season, he is ready to spill it all.
And he has been a big supporter of Hollywood Unlocked and gave us a deal that I'm grateful for, but I have to do my job, and I know he understands that. So I'm not apologizing at all.
So, Jason Lee is done holding it back, seeing so many companies turning away from Diddy. Together with Aubrey O'Day, he's preparing bombshell interview regarding all behind-the-scenes details on the music mogul and his bossing style. O'Day, the ex-member of Danity Kane, was among the first to support Kessie's lawsuit openly. She even said that she had the same experience of being mistreated by Diddy, Kessie Ventura, who previously alleged in a December 2022 episode of The Call, her daddy podcast claimed that Diddy dismissed her, not due to talent-related issues, but because she wasn't willing to comply with certain expectations, seemingly hinting at non-talent related matters or favors.
I ultimately there's been so much stuff said. Like, what do you say?
Now, is Jason Lee another victim of Diddy's crimes against his artists? Suspicions arose surrounding Jason Lee's potential past involvement with the music mogul. In 2017, rapper 50 Cent made suggestive remarks on social media, which led to insinuations and speculation regarding Diddy's personal life and orientation. The rapper uploaded a pic of Open Empire creator Lee Daniels embracing Diddy. He wrote in the caption, "Lee, so you want the role or not, Puffy? Puff, yes. Okay, I'm coming over later. Lee, we have to wait till later. Power coming soon." This has been a topic of discussion and speculation among fans and industry insiders, with some suggesting that Diddy might be either into men and women or closeted.
He says things, he doesn't even know what he's saying is like fruity.
The rapper, The Game also spoke about his time with Diddy, a few years of collaboration, hinting at implications about Diddy's true orientation. The Dame recounted instances where Diddy showered him with luxurious gifts such as Rolex watches and gold chains and indulged him in opulent shopping sprees. These lavish displays led to the speculation that the Game also tasted Puffy's flavors during these 2-year period. And while their relationship never produced a single track, the Game's revelations added to the sentiments raised by 50 Cent and others, contributing to ongoing rumors about Diddy's orientation. Despite these rumors, Diddy vehemently denied any association with the LGBTQI community, emphasizing his stance against being labeled as such.
If I'm thinking about another man, I'm thinking about uplifting. I'm not thinking about all that, all them gnats.
Now, with the current drama, speculation about Diddy using his position of power to exploit individuals in the industry, possibly offering promises in exchange for favors, arising, fans expressed worries about the impact on the emotional and psychological development of many artists associated with Bad Boy.
Son of a... Party! 逃したか。